My name is Sid Meier, and I'm the Vice President of Creative Development at Firaxis Games. I think Civilization V represents for us really another step in the Civilization chain, but it's really a reflection of the interest that our fans have had in the game, the ideas that they've contributed, bringing some new energy to the series. I think it's always fun for us to kind of do some new things with a system that we're comfortable with, but adding some new gameplay ideas, really being able to take advantage of the latest technology. Our philosophy is kind of like 1/3 new, 1/3 tried and true, and 1/3 improved, and that's really stood us well. I think the fans have really responded to the new features that we put in this time, the hex grid, a lot of the minor nations, the new diplomacy options and things like that. So it's always fun to watch a product come together. It's a kind of an epic journey from the very beginning where you have a bunch of ideas that you're not sure whether they're going to work or not to kind of seeing the finished product that really kind of get to play all the things that you're just visualizing. And we've had a great team, John Schaefer and some young new design talent has really kind of energized this product, and so it's very gratifying to see it come to the place where we can release it to the public. Whenever we look at a new version of Civilization, we're kind of faced with that question of how many things do we change? Do we mess with the system? Is it broken? Do we need to fix it? But I think the fans are looking for some new ideas, some freshness in Civilization. Civ 5 is no exception. The hex feature was pretty radical. It's something that we kind of avoided for many years because it had the connotation of board games and war games and things like that. But that was 20 years ago. I think the world has moved on, and we can kind of appreciate the beauty of hexes these days and how they create a more beautiful world, and they really make movement and combat a lot more interesting. And that's been one of the emphases in this game, is really to make combat something a little deeper, take the map into account, and actually allow us to bring it to life graphically and visually in a more interesting way. Our design philosophy definitely revolves around the idea of iterative design, trying to have something playable, a prototype as early as possible, and then build on that design, focus on what's working and add more of that cool stuff. If something's not working, we can kind of pull it out. That really reflects the fact that we're gamers, most of us, even though we're programmers, designers, whatever. We're also kind of gamers at heart. So we want to play that game as soon as possible and be able to kind of experience the game as the player would, and iterate, refine the game based on those experiences. So we very early on, probably within a couple of weeks, we have some sort of a prototype of a new game that we're experimenting with and trying out new things. With Civ 5, we really were able to use the Civ 4 engine to get that process started very quickly. And John, who is the lead designer there, really had something going very early on, and he knew he wanted to try some new ideas, and we added the hexes and kind of some of those new things very early in the process. So we actually would have had the chance, if that didn't work, to pull that out or change that or whatever. So the iterative design kind of lets us experiment with a lot of new ideas without committing to them, and we're able to test them out early, and we know pretty soon, pretty early in the process, kind of the direction we're going to go. And then we turn that over to the artists and refine that and make that look wonderful, etc. But the first part of the project is really experimenting with these design ideas. One of the great things I think about being in this video game entertainment business is how technology kind of is always changing the game, giving us new things to work with, and certainly we're seeing these days with casual games, social games, console games, PC games. There's all sorts of places where you can play games. And we've seen that expand the audience for gaming immensely. We've gone from 20 years ago from just kind of the hardcore gamers to today, where your mom and your grandmom and your grandpop are playing some sort of games, So that's been an exciting development in the industry. As far as Firaxis is concerned, we're looking at all those opportunities in terms of the kind of games that we do and where do they fit, and where can we take advantage of what that technology brings to the table, and merge that with kind of our game philosophy and our gaming ideas. So we have expanded into the console. We're working on a Facebook version of Civilization Network. Certainly our bread and butter is the PC. That's where our hardcore fans are. And so we're really looking at all these opportunities. They all kind of bring something new and different to the table. As a designer, as a design-driven company, that's exciting for us. And so we're looking forward to the future. I think there's a lot of cool things to come.